前に開山した伊藤寺で成り立つただいま通過しての急勾配でございます。
Walking up Mount Taukau. So this is one of the shrines we've bowed through. Just beautiful. And that's Taj Ali, also the shrines. So there we go, look at these guys. Big nose. Very cool. Powerful. This has been a holy spot for well over 1,000 years. Monkeys, horses, so much, overlooking Tokyo. Very powerful. And that's it. Then a little bit of shopping district up the mountain. Reached the top of Mount Taukau. Beautiful, but what can we see? A cool little theme park. That's what I can see. Impressive. Mount Fuji, where are you? Top of the mountain. Hello, Hui. Beautiful. No, I think he knows where it is.
Yeah, it's out there.
Over there, bro. Beautiful shrine on Mount Taukau. Beautiful temple work. Check out those engravings and shrines. Ah, this sanctuary. No, different one. I thought it was very lit. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised. And I had my drink bottle like this as well.
You gonna fry, guys?
I will. Welcome to Shed Life team. Check it out. We're in Japan, Tokyo, and we've got an OG Isuzu school bus. It's called the bonnet bus because they got the big bonnet out the front for it. We're talking full old school steel, 1950s. It's wicked. You can look it in there. There's no niceness. It's all just open. Loving it. Riveted all down the sides. If you know more, let me know. Got old Bridgestone on there, but you swing it around the back. I really love this old school, how they've sloped it up there. You've got the little rocket light indicators on there. You got this old, awesome little Isuzu badge on here. Steel bumpers, and then you're rolling it down the side here. You got the little pop-out opening windows in here, so just a beautifully preserved little school bus. And check it out, these indicators will have popped out the side. Here we go, you can see it's up there, made in Japan. So yeah, it's cool. You can see this one up here at the top as well. Check out those cool little indicator lights as well. Awesome. Hope you guys like this. Let me know if you want to see more of this one here, but I'm just loving this Isuzu school bus. Welcome to Shed Life team, and check this out. We're in Japan, in Edo period architectural museum. I wanted to show you this. This is a wooden granary built with no nails, bolts, anything. And it is almost 300 years old. They dismantled it and relocated it, but in the hot, humid areas, they keep all their food in this. But look at the skill that they put this thing together with. You got the big posts, staves in there to be able to hold it together and keep it straight and adjust it over time. You've got the movement of the wood. You've got such a thick thatched roof there to keep all the moisture out. Obviously a huge fire issue, but this one survived. Interlinked it there. Just excellent craftsmanship. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get up and view in there. Not really, but that's how they would have accessed into that there. So yeah, just an awesome example of craftsmanship and woodmanship that's been built, yeah, well over 250 years ago. Awesome. All right, cheers guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. Seeing some excellent craftsmanship. I imagine that's going to be a fire sprinkler system that's been installed. That's not quite 250 years old. All right, team, here we go. We've got a farmhouse that's almost 200 years old from the late Edo period, just outside of Taukau in Japan. It's been relocated to this open-air architectural museum. So let's see the craftsmanship that they put into a farmhouse almost 200 years ago. Fully thatched roof, excellent timber work and design, notched out, a little bit of steel in there. You can see that notched in designs. They've rendered that with sort of a cake mud in there for insulation. In this part of the house, they would have had a dirt floor. They had a dirt floor. So that was where the cooking and that was done in there. It's quite dark, but you can see the timber work and the size of the beams. Absolutely massive that went across here. I'm going to slip my shoes off here. And then I'm going to climb into here. So then this is the cleaner cooking area. This timber is beautiful, dark and stained. Ready there for a tea ceremony. Beautiful beams hanging down. Still got the smell of smoke in here. I'm not sure what I can do. So I go through that. Very low, different height for people back in the day. You can switch that round. You can see how tall where I'm at for it, if that came through. So this is one of the living areas. And here, beautiful mats on the floor, duck underneath there. You got some staves on the wall. Once again, just lattice through to the other room. Really see why the Japanese are so quiet and polite living in here, this area here. Very well appointed. So obviously this farmer was doing very well for themselves. When they developed this area, they didn't want to just tear the house down. It had survived the wars, survived Imperial Japan and that. And so they relocated it to this architectural museum. But yeah, this is the sort of building that they were doing 200 years ago in Japan. So very class, very high quality. So we can see where Japanese manufacturing came from. Any questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Right, cheers team. Welcome to Shed Life team. Check this out. We've got a 100-year-old copper-plated building. This is the Umera store from Tokyo. It was actually there during World War II, and all of these are from the shrapnel of when Tokyo was bombed. So it's a living piece of history in the architectural museum. We'll go around the side. It's like that. It's got the Quaker barn style roof with the arch over it in there. Very ornate on the inside. This is 100 years old. Gives an insight into how they were building, how grandiose it was. In fact, here it was, Cafe Kirin, that we can see up close there. So maybe a pub of some description, which is pretty cool. And then you're going back there. So 100-year-old copper building survived World War II. Welcome to the Shed Life team. We've got a 100-year-old soy sauce shop and warehouse that's been dismantled and reconstructed here in Tokyo. Check this out. This is how they were selling soy sauce in this phenomenal building. They'd ladle it in. This is sort of set up as if it was the 1950s. Very cool cash register in there. Excellent timber work. So built in the 1920s. So just a crossover between the sort of Edo samurai era with modern construction. Huge steel doors into this. Fundamentally, it would be a concrete walled, climate controlled storeroom. We'll go up close. That's what the shop looked like in the warehouse next to it 100 years ago. So, and then you got the ladder, there's sort of 2 stories up there, all concrete, poured concrete construction on the walls. So, yeah, very cool. Big steel doors, once again, like it's safe. Keep all that soy sauce safe. And then another loading dock up there. So yeah, cool, 100-year-old soy sauce shop and warehouse. All right, Shed Life crew, we're here. We've got daughter Jasmine, we've got Team Yao, we're on HBC trip. Let's check out a public bathhouse built 100 years ago. In Japan, set up as if it was the 1950s. Ladies that way, men that way. Take off your shoes always. And here, get changed. Some cool posters on the wall. Bit of Bruce Lee. But then you would come through here, ditch those clothes, get yourself sit on there, soaped up, washed up. Yeah, everything's always short. And then you could go in there and have a nice steamy hot bath with all the bros. So 1993 this picture was done. So this has been dismantled from Tokyo and reconstructed to make way for new buildings. But that's what a public bathhouse 100 years ago would look like in Japan. Welcome to Shed Life. This is 150-year-old, built in 1879. Tailor's workshop, but general workers' house in Japan. Let's duck on in, dirt floor here. Take off the shoes. I think about 150 years old. We're maybe making some villas, bungalows, but intricate woodwork. Always this paper, or you've got sort of clay, mud brick walls interspersed with the clay doors. So bedrooms, sleeping, they would roll up their beds and sleep on a little futon mattress each night to save on room. But here we go, 2 stories, excellent condition and preserved in this architectural museum that was stumbled upon in Japan. So a little awning area out here. Very cool. Check it out, team. We've got a 100-year-old copper building. So a copper shop. So I did this because of the fire in Tokyo and then it's been rebuilt. But just look how cool all of this looks, all the aged copper on here. So heaps of skill work and then done that. Never really seen a copper house before, clad in copper. Imagine the expense now. If that was in New Zealand, people would be trying to steal that copper 100% for sure. Inside, as always, duck my head, get in here, and then this is set up as a little shop. We're in Tokyo at an architectural museum where they've taken down the old buildings as they've rebuilt the most populated city in the world, and they've saved some of them, like this one, to enable them to be preserved for the heritage. Which is super cool idea. All right, team, we've got a Jomon dwelling reconstruction here. And so this is how Japanese people lived 16,000 to about 2,000 years ago. So for a long period of time, pretty primitive. There's enough room for 4 people to do it. They would have villages like this. These would last sort of 10 to 30 years, and then they would rebuild them as they needed. But yeah, just an example of how things were built back in the day. You got a sort of little thing here. That's where people would sleep around a little fire pit. They had a little design for it to keep themselves warm. So a Jomon dwelling. So yeah, interesting to see how humans, we all were living not that long ago. So very cool. Oh well, glad to live in a nice house, warm house these days. Check this out. This is a 100-year-old fire watch tower, team. So all over Tokyo, they would have these back in the day. this would have actually stood 25 meters up in the air. And you'd had a warden, and based on my understanding of Japanese, they would have definitely been on the thing, watching out for fire anywhere in the city that they could see. And if they did, they'd ring that awesome bell to alert that there was a fire, and I'm sure they'd have other ways of signaling it, and after a point probably Morse code, etc. and that. Had the wind direction so you could let them know, because fire was such a huge issue with all the thatched roofs and wooden buildings of Tokyo. But yeah, 25 meters up in the air. This one got decommissioned in the 1960s, pretty much with the advent of all the high-rise towers, and the telephone made the bell redundant. But a great piece of historical architecture here. Welcome Shed Life team. Let's go and check out a 125-year-old police box, or a little mini police station in Japan. So it used to guard the Japanese bridge. You can see on that mirror, that's where I come to on the front door, so everyone was a little bit shorter back then. So you've got room in there, maybe they have a little rest in here, I'm not sure. Same again, try and squeeze under these doors. So they'd be sitting and resting, I'm guessing, in these little police boxes. Any troublemakers they needed to come out and sort out, they'd be able to do. But that's a little police box from Japan 125 plus years ago. Cool copper work on the roof. Yeah, just excellent architecture as always. And yeah, funny little building really. But not really defended, but the Japanese are pretty law-abiding from what I've seen. All right, Shed Life team, we've got a cool one here. We have got the gate in the gatehouse from the Date family from the Uwajima clan. This dates back 120 years ago. Look at the construction. It's been rebuilt and relocated to this Taukau Architectural Museum. But this clan was not mucking around. It wanted to show off its presence with this phenomenal timber structure here, clay tiled roofs, super ornate, and take into account this is just the gate. So I'm not sure what the estate must have looked like, but you can only think phenomenal if this was your gatehouse. Look at this, you'd have had a few guards in here, you know, classic paper doors, rattan mats. You got this sort of infill clay texture on there, just immaculate details on this gate. Welcome to the wonderful world of Waikato Sheds and Shed Life team. Today we have a Japanese shed style house. You've got a roughly 30-degree gable pitch, a 1 meter eave overhangs at the front, timber and pole construction. So they were doing this well before. It's just a classic great design. Go into here, check this out, big open windows into the living area in here. You've got a mezzanine loft upstairs. Then you've got into a little toilet, classy. And here would have been another little ensuite in here, and quite a nice, well-appointed main bedroom on this side of the house. Then we cruise through to the other side of the house and then check out what we have in here. You've got to duck through some pretty tiny doorways, a well-appointed little kitchen. I'd say we'd go open plan now, wouldn't we, team? Check out this tiled bathroom situation. Another little bedroom set up in here, looking out onto a lovely area. This one's been dismantled and reconstructed in this Tokyo Architectural Museum, so that you can see what they were doing. But yeah, you've got huge grand windows opening out onto the view, and there as we go, pole sheds, gable, onto the garden area and that. So great to see the Japanese producing epic shed houses 80 plus years ago. Could you live in one of these?
Daniel's here. and that's what I like. Let's just.
Alright, back in downtown Tokyo. That's from the ancient and the mountains to the high rises of Tokyo. Let me see where I'll take you. metro government building Tokyo where all the lights were on, and then we're in this sort of circle here with other cool buildings around. So cool. And then this is the AstroTurf that people hang and watch it all on. Check this out, smoking box. 3 dudes are in it in our little cafe, backpackers boys. So these dudes are just hotboxing it up. Here we go for the Nissan fanboys out there. Beautiful example just here on the streets of Japan. How cool.